With Mason Smith, I am Austin Hannon, and this is Bama Central's Just a Minute. Mason, day one of the SEC tournament is done. LSU defeated Georgia, and Ole Miss defeated South Carolina on night one in Nashville. Tomorrow is game between Florida and Mississippi State. The winner will take on Alabama on Friday at noon. Mason, it's an 8-9 matchup, so it's kind of a toss-up. But I think at this point in the season, Mississippi State is the tougher matchup for Alabama just because of having no Colin Castleton on the Gators. Mississippi State's playing better basketball right now, and they're on the last four in of Joe Lunardi's bracketology, meaning that Mississippi State's got a little bit of an extra thing to play for maybe here in Nashville this week. In your opinion, who do you think the Crimson Tide would rather play between the Bulldogs and the Gators on Friday?
Honestly, Austin, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think Mississippi State would be the tougher matchup for Alabama. For everything you kind of just mentioned, Tolu Smith, is one of the better bigs in all SEC, and Mississippi State's playing better basketball. Let's not forget the second game that Alabama played Mississippi State played them really, really tough. And I think, the old Omer just kind of potentially at play here. The third time's a charm. So I hope that may not be good for Alabama State. I'm pretty sure Nate Oates and co do not hope that happens, but Florida State would definitely be the more favorable matchup. No Colin Castleton. And the one thing about Florida that most teams that Alabama struggles against, Florida doesn't have great guard play. Like, they have good guards, of course, but of course, when you have the Wade Taylors, the Zakai Zieglers of the world, those are the kind of guards that really give Alabama fits. Florida does not necessarily have that, in their back line. So I do think that Florida will be the more favorable matchup for Alabama.
So obviously these two teams have played Alabama this year. Mississippi State obviously twice, Florida once. Alabama beat Florida 97-69 at Coleman Coliseum. They beat Mississippi State in Starkville and in Tuscaloosa, but it was a little bit trickier for both those games than it was against the Gators. Mason Smith, I'm Austin Hannon. This has been Bama Central's Just a Minute.